Something has changed in how you receive advice, not stubbornness, not ego, not the thing everyone calls being set in your ways. You have spent 50 years building something no credential can replicate. And after 50, it finally has enough data to speak louder than any expert in the room. There are 5 reasons your intuition is now more reliable than the advice being handed to you. And the first one happens in under 1 millisecond. Think about the last time a piece of advice felt immediately wrong. Not emotionally wrong, not defensively wrong, just off. Like a note played slightly flat in a song you've known for 30 years. You couldn't explain it, you just heard it. That signal is not intuition in the mystical sense. It is your nervous system running 50 years of stored outcomes against what's being presented, and returning a result before language has time to catch up. Neuroscientists call this somatic marker processing. The body flags a mismatch before the conscious mind has finished forming the question. The expert across has credentials, but you have a database they have never seen, every relationship that taught something. Every decision that looked right on paper and wasn't. Every time quiet signal you ignored and paid for it later. Those are not the same thing. And after 50, your nervous system has finally stopped pretending they are. There are 2 kinds of intelligence. One peaks in your 20s, the ability to absorb new information fast, process novel problems, adapt quickly. The other keeps building well into your 60s, the ability to integrate what you already know, read complexity accurately, and make judgments that account for what textbooks leave out. Most expert advice is written for the first kind. It arrives with frameworks, protocols, and systems. What it cannot carry is the weight of having actually lived inside those frameworks and watched which ones hold. A woman in her mid-50s sat across from a financial advisor who laid out a strategy that looked on every surface completely reasonable. She listened. She nodded. She drove home and didn't do it. She couldn't explain why at the time. 3 years later, she didn't need to. That is not luck. That is a kind of intelligence operating at a level the advisor's model couldn't account for, because his model didn't include her. Women over 50 have been running a long, quiet evaluation, not consciously, not bitterly. But the record exists. The doctor who told her the symptom wasn't significant, and it was. The parenting framework that made perfect sense in the book and fell apart inside her actual family. The relationship advice that assumed a version of her life that had never existed. Psychologists who study epistemic trust, the degree to which a person believes an external source over their own red, find that trust erodes when a source repeatedly fails to account for individual context. This is not irrational. It is the correct response to the evidence. She isn't rejecting expertise. She is applying 50 years of data to the question of whose expertise actually applies to her. And the answer has gotten quieter and more specific with every passing year. For decades, there was a cost she was paying without a name for it. It showed up as the slight softening of her read in a room full of people who expected agreement. The qualifier she added to a sentence that didn't need one. The moment she knew she was right and said, "I might be wrong, but anyway." That cost is neurological. In younger decades, the brain's social processing system assigns genuine threat-level weight to being seen as difficult, disagreeable, or outside the expected. Compliance doesn't just feel easier, it registers as safer. After 50, that wiring loosens. Research on women in midlife shows a documented decrease in social appraisal sensitivity, the need to be seen as aligned with what the room expects. The woman who spent 30 years softening her certainty stops, not because she decided to, but because the nervous system released a cost it had been quietly carrying since she was 19. What looks like confidence from the outside is, underneath, the absence of a fear she didn't know she had. Erik Erikson spent his career mapping the stages of adult development. In the later decades, he identified a specific psychological task, the formation of a stable, integrated self that no longer needs external confirmation to feel real. Not rigidity, not closure, a foundation. Before that foundation forms, advice lands on open ground. It can reshape, redirect again. After it forms, incoming information is measured against something already established. Advice that fits gets absorbed. Advice that doesn't gets filtered, not from stubbornness, but from a nervous system that has finally built something solid enough to know the difference. The shift away from expert authority after 50 is not a retreat from knowledge. It is the arrival of a different kind, built from pattern recognition, lived evidence, a nervous system no longer paying the tax of social compliance, and an identity consolidated enough to know what fits and what doesn't. She isn't ignoring the expert. She is, for the first time, counting herself as one. If this named something you've been living but couldn't articulate, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And leave a comment below. Was there a moment, a doctor's office, a meeting room, a conversation at the kitchen table, where you finally stopped deferring and trusted your own read instead?